Hello everyone, welcome to a new video on the channel. This video will be my M's for my in-depth Blu-ray collection. As I said in the last video, I'm trying to do 4 in a row, so you've got stuff all the way up until the end of the week, until Saturday this should go. I'll try and get through this as quickly as possible because the last one went on for quite a bit, which I didn't expect, but sometimes it just can't be helped because I've got so many. This one is a lot, so I will just get straight onto it. First off is a film written and directed by Woody Allen. I've not seen. I did watch Midnight in Paris for the first time the other day and really liked that, so this may be good. It's got a really good cast and it was £1.CX, which is why I got it. It stars Eileen Atkins, Colin Firth, Marcia Gay Harden, Hamish Linklater, Simon McBurney, Emma Stone and Jackie Weaver, and that is Magic in the Moonlight. As I said, I've not seen it. Now I've seen Midnight in Paris and I really like this. I'm interested to watch this to see if this is any good. Because I've heard Woody Allen is quite a hit and miss director, so who knows. And I think, as I mentioned in the last video, Warner Brothers started putting the blue on their discs from 2014. So this, yeah, should have blue because this came out in 2014. Don't know why I know that. It's a stupid fact, but it's a fact nonetheless. So if you were interested, there you go. But I doubt anyone was interested. Next up is a film I got from my local charity shop. Don't really do Blu-rays in there, but I found this one in there. Good film. Sequel wasn't as good. It was okay, and I've heard they are trying to do a third one now. And that is Mamma Mia. Obviously you've got Meryl Streep, Pierce Brosnan, Colin Firth, Stellan Skarsgård, Christine Baranski, Julie Walters, Amanda Seyfried, Dominic Cooper. Yeah, great cast. And it's a musical set on a Greek island, I think, Mykonos, I think. Could be wrong, but I think that's what the island's called. So yeah, look forward to checking this again. This I saw in the cinema, which was a very, very long time ago. I mean, it was 10 years from when the sequel came out, so I think that was about, 14 years ago. I think I must have been very small. I would have been like 6, 7, but I can still remember it. So yeah, that is Mamma Mia, the movie. Next up is a film directed by Guy Ritchie. Not your typical Guy Ritchie like gangster film, but it is an enjoyable film for reasons which you will know once I show you. We won't be getting a sequel to this because of a certain actor who has a strange, well, I can't really say hobby because I don't think he does it, but he says that he'd love to do it. So, but I'm not going to get into that. That is the man from Uncle, which is Henry Cavill, Army the Cannibal Hammer, Alicia Vikander, Elizabeth Debicki, who was in Tenet, and Hugh Grant. So yeah, this is like a remake of the television series, but I really like this. Thought it was really good. Had a good style to it. It's quite very stylistic, and just a really enjoyable action film, really. So yeah, recommend it. The Man from Uncle. And if you don't know what I was talking about when I said Army the Cannibal Hammer there, that was a joke. Don't take it seriously. It's because of the stuff that obviously he was said to have liked or thought to have liked, whatever. I'm not going to get into that because I don't talk about that sort of stuff on the channel. Next up is a film which is very dusty for some reason. The only imported film I've got in my collection because it is a very good guilty pleasure of mine. And I thought I'd get it on Blu-ray. I don't think we'd ever get a Blu-ray release over here. And I got it quite cheap as well. And that is Mannequin with Kim Cattrall and Andrew McCarthy. Also got G.W. Bailey, who is on the back there, who was also in Police Academy with Kim Cattrall, which I also really like. It's obviously about a man that used to design mannequins, and he gets fired, and then he keeps getting fired from every job until one day he gets employed to work in this massive department store, and at night this one mannequin comes to life. I believe it's a mannequin that he may have made, and she comes to life and they fall in love, and it's just a really good funny, cheesy 80s classic, Mannequin, with one of the best songs, if not the best song of all time at the end. That's my opinion though. Next up is a film which you've probably seen in one of my more recent pickup videos that I wasn't happy with because they were advertising this as just a standard Blu-ray, but it's actually a rental copy and they charged me £1 for it, whereas the rental copy is 50p, plus the disc isn't in great condition and the cover's not in great condition either. I've sorted out the case, so the case is clean now, but the sticker I took off because I want to put it on just in case it doesn't work so I can take it back. But that is Marmaduke, which I really liked as a kid, so I hope this does work, because I said I really liked it. Obviously about a massive Great Dane that gets into trouble basically. Owen Wilson voices him. It's also got Lee Payson and Judy Greer. Yeah, look forward to watching this again. Marmaduke. Next up is one of my favourite Matt Damon films, probably my favourite space film, and that is The Martian. Just a great film. Script is excellent. Acting's excellent. The choices for each of the characters. I mean, you've got some great actors. You've got supported actors. You've got Jeff Daniels, who I love, because especially since watching all of the Newsroom. Sean Bean, who he's just a great actor. Chiwetel Ejiofor, who everybody loves. I love him as well. Michael Pena, great actor. Jessica Chastain, Sebastian Stan. It's just a really, really good film. Obviously, it's about a man who's an astronaut and he gets stuck on Mars and he has to try and survive living on Mars until someone comes, like a crew comes to rescue him. Because they all think he's dead until they almost get to Earth, and he sends a sick message. So yeah, really like The Martian, really good film. I know there's an extended cut, but I believe that's only on 4K, so that may be a 4K I may make an exception to get. But yeah, that is The Martian. Next up is one of my favourite childhood films. I could watch this every day. I just love it. Yeah, I used to watch this all the time as a kid from the 90s. And as I said, I just love it. That is Matilda, obviously based on the Roald Dahl book, about a little girl who's got she gets sort of psychic powers, and her family's horrible. Like the principal at her school is horrible. She's evil, but she finds some good friends, and her teachers really nice to her as well. So it's just a really good film. If you've not seen this is definitely a good film. And if you've got kids, I definitely show this to them because it is a great film. And if I had kids, this would definitely be one that I would want to introduce them to so they connect to it like I did as a kid. So, but yeah, that is Matilda. Next up is a romantic drama slash comedy from a few years ago that I really liked. It stars Emilia Clarke and Sam Claflin, and that is Me Before You. Obviously, it's about a woman that goes and starts a job as a caregiver for this young man that's paralysed in a wheelchair, and they end up falling in love, and that's where I'll leave it. But yeah, really like this film. The author, this is based on a book by an author, Jojo Moyes, who's got a new film out this year called The Last Letter from Your Lover, which I'm looking forward to because it looks pretty good. I hope they do adapt the sequel because there's a sequel to this book, so I hope they do adapt that at some point because it is one I would like to see. But that is Me Before You. Apologies, I'll just pause the video 1 minute and I'll be back in a second. Alright, I'm back. The next film up is a trilogy. It's a really good trilogy that, again, I grew up on and I love these films. Been a while since I've watched them now, so I do want to go back and rewatch them, and that is the Men in Black trilogy. I love all three of them. I think they're all really good, and I think they're good because they're all directed by the same director. So it's quite good flow. I like them. I thought the third one, because it had been a while since they'd done a previous one, I thought it was still really good. Then they did a new one, obviously, with Chris Hemsworth, which I still enjoyed as well. But these three are obviously the best. I think they're classics. I'll show you, see what, yeah, in trace, you got the first one, and then the second and the third one. I can't remember too much about them all, because it has been a while since I've watched them. But as I say, I remember really liking them. So yeah, that is the Men in Black trilogy. Then obviously we have Men in Black International, as I said, with Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson. Also got Emma Thompson in this, Rafe Spall, Liam Neeson, Rebecca Ferguson, Kumail Nanjiani. Yeah. But I like this, I think it's still pretty good. Fun film, not as good as the original three, but I still had quite a good time with it. I've not seen this one. This is The Messenger, but I got it because it's got Woody Harrelson in, and I do really enjoy Woody Harrelson. And it looks like quite an interesting film, so don't really know too much about what it's about. So let me know if you've seen it down below, what you think of it. That is The Messenger. Another one I've not seen, I missed this at the cinema, and I got this recently for £3, I think, £3 or £4, I think it was £3. And that is Midway. I don't know why I just missed this at the cinema. Sometimes I do. I've still not seen Frozen 2. I usually see every single big film at the cinema. I used to, obviously, when the cinemas were open properly. They still are, but I still try to. Now they're open again. But I missed this one, and I missed Frozen 2, and I think those are the only big ones I missed the entire year. So I've got this now, so I can watch it, and I will watch it soon. That is Midway. Next film is a one-time watch, really. It was an okay film. I watched this when it first came out, just as we went into lockdown, and then I watched it again when we got it on Blu-ray, and I thought, not too rewatchable. And that is Military Wives. It's an okay film. It's not fantastic. As I said, it's not really the type of film you would watch over and over again. I did enjoy it when I did watch it. And who knows, in a few years' time, I may go back and watch it again. But that is Military Wives. Next up is a film, I think, written and directed by Seth MacFarlane. That is A Million Ways to Die in the West, obviously starring Seth MacFarlane, Charlize Theron, and Liam Neeson. Really good. I actually like this more than both of the Ted films. I just think this is really funny, really good. It's just different. We don't usually see films like this, so yeah, really like this. A Million Ways to Die in the West. Next up is an animated film, of which we should be getting a sequel next year. It's a spin-off of another trio of animated films, and that is Minions. Really good, really like this. Plus you've got Sandra Bullock, Michael Keaton voicing, two great actors there. So yeah, really like Minions, really good family film, and I'm looking forward to the sequel. Next up is a Tom Cruise film, also directed by Steven Spielberg, and that is Minority Report, which I thought was pretty good. Not my favourite Steven Spielberg film, but it was still pretty good. I liked the story, liked the idea of the film. Just thought it was maybe a bit too long, but other than that, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that is Minority Report. Next up is a film I've not seen, but it's an adaptation of Snow White, and one that I probably will watch because it's got some great actors. Well, again, it's got two great actors in it. That is Mirror Mirror with Julia Roberts and Lily Collins, and the other one, who we've already mentioned once in this video. And it's just a different take on Snow White. So, yeah, looks pretty good. So, I do look forward to checking this out to see what it is like. Mirror Mirror. This is the only Mission Impossible film I have. I probably will just get the box set with either all 6 or the first 5 and then get the 6th one, Fallout. This has got a slipcover and I believe I got it for £1 in CX, which is why I've got it. But as I say, probably will, or I'll get them all individually. I don't know. I'll probably just decide last minute. But this is Rogue Nation. Probably the second best. I think Fallout is the best. Then I would go with this. Then I would go with the original. Then I would go with Ghost Protocol. Then I would go with 3, and then I would go with 2. That's the order of how I like them. But yeah, this was the first one directed by Christopher McQuarrie. Then he did Fallout, and now he's doing 7 and 8, so he'll have done 4. So he will technically be the veteran of the franchise by the time the 8th one is out, just as Justin Lin is the veteran for the Fast and Furious franchise. Yeah, really good film. Liked the inclusion of Rebecca Ferguson and Alec Baldwin in this. Yeah, just think it's really good, really watchable, and a great action film. Next up is a thriller starring George Clooney, Julia Roberts, and Jack O'Connell, and directed by Jodie Foster. That is Money Monster. Really good thriller. Really enjoyed this. Watched this again this year. I just think it's like a really good, as it says on the back, high stakes thriller, and it takes place in real time, and it's very tense. It's by a financial TV host, and this man who's obviously lost loads of money comes on with a gun and takes them hostage, and it's up to him and his producers to try and stop this man, like edge him down so he can stop this, but as it's being broadcast to millions. But then you realise why the man is doing what he's doing, and then they start to kind of feel for him. It's a good film, really good thriller. I liked it. That is Money Monster. Next up is another one of my favourites from 2019. Great cast. You got Edward Norton, Bruce Willis, Gugu Mbatha-Raw, Alec Baldwin, and Willem Dafoe, and that is Motherless Brooklyn. It's set in 1950s New York, and it's about a private detective that suffers from Tourette's, and he's got to try and find out who killed his mentor, all the secrets and stuff, and it's about this big gangster played by Alec Baldwin who controls this Brooklyn. It's really good. I thought it was really, really good. I think Edward Norton directed it as well. Yeah, so definitely check this one out because it is a fantastic film. Very underrated in my opinion, and as I said, one of the best of its year, Motherless Brooklyn. Next up is one of my favourite films, definitely my favourite Baz Luhrmann film, and stars Nicole Kidman and Ewan McGregor, and that is Moulin Rouge. Love this film. The first 20 minutes are a bit weird, but after that, if you can get past the first 20 minutes, if you like it past then you're alright. I did, and I just absolutely loved it. Thought it was really good. Loved the music. Loved just the story. Thought the love story was really good. Yeah, really, really good film, Moulin Rouge. Next up, we've got films starring Idris Elba and Kate Winslet, which I did watch at the cinema and really liked, so I'm looking forward to watching it again. That is The Mountain Between Us. It's about two people who have to get a small plane to get home, and it crashes in a mountain area, and they've got to try and survive and get home. And it's just a really well done film. I thought it was really good. Loved both of Idris Elba and Kate Winslet. So yeah, Mountain Between Us. Next up is another one of my favourite childhood films, starring Dustin Hoffman and Natalie Portman and Jason Bateman. That is Mr. Magoriums' Wonder Emporium. Absolutely loved this as a kid. Went to the cinema to see it when I was very young, and yeah, just try and watch this as much as I can now because it's just it's a film where you can just escape because it's just magic, and it's just a fantastic film. I think it's just a film that everyone can enjoy. So yeah, that is Mr. Magorium's Wonder Emporium. Next up is a film I've not seen yet, but stars Matthew McConaughey, Ty Sheridan, Sam Shepard, and Reese Witherspoon, and that is Mud. I think it's about a fugitive that's hiding out on an island, and two young boys find him and they try and help him get back to find his lover. Yeah, let me know what you think of this if you've seen it down below, whether it's worth watching. Next up is the last film that Clint Eastwood directed and starred in. Obviously he's got Cry Macho this year, but this was the last one he was in. Really good film, really liked this film. Thought it was just a really good throwback film, I'd say. That is The Mule, about a man in his 80s who's, what's the word? Is it horticulture? He does flowers. He's like a flower guy. I think he's horticulturist. I'm not too sure though. And he basically stumbles upon this thing, and the Mexican cartel want him to smuggle money across the border. Mental. And you got the FBI tracking him down. Also got Bradley Cooper, Lawrence Fishburne, Michael Pena, Diane Wiest, and Andy Garcia. It's a really good film. Really like this. One of Clint Eastwood's modern bests. In fact, all of his films. I mean, Richard Jewell was fantastic, although he wasn't in that. Gran Torino, you got $1 Million Baby. He's just a really great actor and director. So, yeah, I really look forward to Cry Macho. But that is The Mule. Next up is a remake of a film that's been made several times, but I really like this version. It's got a great cast, and we're getting a sequel, but it's been delayed over 2 years now. I think we're not getting it until February now. Although it was probably made like 3 years ago now. But this is Murder on the Orient Express. Obviously you have Kenneth Branagh playing Poirot. You've also got Penelope Cruz, Willem Dafoe, Judi Dench, Johnny Depp, Josh Gad, Leslie Odom Jr., Michelle Pfeiffer, Daisy Ridley. You've also got Derek Jacobi, Olivia Colman, Tom Bateman. Just a really great film, great cast as well. Really suspenseful, and it had a great twist at the end. So yeah, that is Murder on the Orient Express. Oh, my pile fell over. Next up is a film I watched on Netflix a few years ago and thought it was just okay, but I got this in CX for £1 and thought, because of the actors in it, I'll get it and try it again, because it does supposedly say it is one of the best romantic films ever, apparently. I read that somewhere, but now I'm looking on the back and I cannot see it. Don't say it, but I know I read somewhere that it says that it's one of the best romantic films. So, but that is My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts, Cameron Diaz, Dermot Mulroney, Rupert Everett. Yeah, really, just from what I remember, it was okay, but I do really want to watch it again to see if my opinions have changed. And the final film, which also has Cameron Diaz in, and is from the director of The Notebook, which is a fantastic film, My Sister's Keeper, which also has Abigail Breslin, Alec Baldwin, Jason Patric, Sofia Vassilieva, and Joan Cusack. Yeah, really like this film. Really sad, quite sad film, but really good. So yeah, My Sister's Keeper. And that is it. So that is all of my M's. Sorry it went on for so long, but I had a lot to get through. The next two should be short because there's only small piles. In fact, I'll give you a sneak peek. That is the pile for the next one. That's N. And then O is that big. So yeah, shouldn't be too long the next videos. But that is it. So if you like the video, give it a like. If for some reason you didn't like the video, then by all means give it a dislike. But if you choose to dislike the video, I would appreciate it if you let me know why down in the comments. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and turn your notification bell on so you know when I have a new video uploaded onto the channel. Comment down below. I'll get back to anyone that takes the time to leave me a comment. Have you seen any of the ones I've not seen? Do you own any of them? Anything, everything. And that is it. So until next time, take care everyone. Goodbye.